is a piece of music playing in the background of a video, film, podcast or radio show, added to give that extra ambience to your content. This complementary background music is usually instrumental, so it doesn't have any vocals that will distract from the spoken dialogue or what's happening on screen. Music beds are wonderful for livening up a scene, grabbing and holding your attention, and almost subliminally making you feel a certain way, establishing the mood of the piece and evoking emotion. Chances are you'll have already come across a music bed this week while you're watching YouTube videos, or tuning into the news, or driving the kids to school with the radio on. In fact, the video you're watching right now has a music bed you can hear to accompany me speaking, because without it, it's all just a bit, I don't know, quiet. Now, there are many music licensing sites that you can use to find some wonderful music beds for your videos. And of course, if you have a Storyblok subscription, you can access a range directly within the LumaFusion media library. Adding a music bed to your content is technically really simple. You just drag your audio clip down to the timeline, adjust the volume, and trim to your desired length. However, simply slapping any old audio file down onto the timeline and just hastily trimming off the edges an afterthought just to export is quite lazy editing. We've all been there, we've all done it. However, it does make your videos look a lot less professional. Music beds are fantastic for engaging audiences and evoking that emotion, so it's really worth giving them the time and the consideration they deserve every single time we use them. The first thing to do is establish the mood of your piece and what you want your audience to feel. Are you creating an uplifting video full of energy designed to motivate your viewer, or do you want them to relax and unwind? Or perhaps you want to draw them in to resonate with the emotions of a particular character. Whichever licensing site you use to find your audio, filter the library by selecting the mood you want to achieve in your video and spend some time browsing through a range of genres, instruments and tempos to find the clip you're happy with. A good idea is to whittle it down and compare the tracks as you watch them play out with your footage, so you can really get a good sense of how the music bed is complementing your scene. Use these speaker icons in the timeline header menu to mute and unmute each music bed as you go, before you choose your favourite and delete what you don't want. Once you have your audio selected, you're going to want to cut it down to your desired length. Sometimes you might want it to last the entirety of your clip, and at other times you might want it for just a portion. If you are going for a portion, say this section here, you might like to choose your favourite bit of audio and drag the audio selection out slightly on either side, then use the cross dissolve transition to feed your music in and out nicely so it doesn't come across too harsh. It's always a good idea to listen for the key moments in a music bed, like where the beat drops or the music changes key, for example, as you can time this with your visual footage to draw attention to a specific moment and emphasize what's on screen. Perhaps, like me, you might like to time the endings of your videos with the beat drop at the end of a music bed to round your projects off neatly. To do this, play the clip through and listen out for the ending, cutting the clip as the beat drops or there's a natural ending to the music. So in this example here, the end note strikes 4 seconds from the end of the clip. So I replay and pause bang on the beat. So now I can split it and move into position, lining that key moment up with a key moment at the end of the project. So in this example, it would be the word Academy fading in on screen. And then I'm going to drag the music track back out and fade the music in. If you want your music bed to go under the entire project, but it's just a bit too long, you will have to cut it down to size. To do this, listen through the track and count the beats in the music. Now, you don't need to be able to read music or be a musical expert here, but you do need to feel the rhythm and make a cut at 2 points where you can essentially cut out a segment of the track and put the remaining 2 halves together in a way that's unnoticeable to the audience. To do this, find a section of the music that's slightly repetitive, so I usually go for the middle, and listen through while counting, aiming to establish the phrases of the music. So let's do that together. We can feel the rhythm here and count the beats. most music that you're going to be working with will be in 3/4 time or 4/4 time, just like this. So now we've established the beat, I'm going to make a cut point at the beginning of 2 separate bars of music. So that's where the first beat of the bars hit. And I'm going to remove that middle section. Playing that back sounds good, but of course if you need to zoom in at any point, adjust the clip slightly to make sure the track stays in time, it's important to do so. Maybe add a cross dissolve in between. However, if this is taking a while for you, you just haven't got the hang of it yet, simply choose a music bed that's the right length for your project to begin with. But be sure, as I say, to time it to your visuals with prominent parts of the music, perhaps cutting to a new scene when the music changes key, or adding transitions to make your video more aligned with what you're hearing. And lastly, another thing you have to think about when adding music beds is of course the volume of your clips. If you have spoken dialogue on screen, then be sure not to overpower your clips. Remember that music beds are there to enhance what you've already got, not to distract from your core content. To control the volume, double tap your music bed and head into the audio editor, altering the gain as required. If you wish to have your music bed rise and fall in volume as it plays through, add audio keyframes here at the bottom left of the interface, remembering to watch your content back often to ensure your audio gain is set to how you like it. Alternatively, many producers like to use audio ducking with their music beds, as it will do a lot of the hard work for you, automatically lowering the volume of your music bed while your core clips play out. For example, if you're adding a voiceover to a video, you might want the music bed to lower when you're speaking and rise when you're not. To do this, ensure the music bed is set to auto and ensure the ducking setting for the voiceover clip is set to primary. That way the audio will know to duck when your chosen clips are playing. This is an example of audio ducking. As you can hear, the music bed is lowering in volume when my voiceover plays. And again, the music bed is automatically lowering in volume without me having to keyframe the actual volume in the audio editor. So as you can see there are lots of things to think about when working with music beds in your video. But equally, there are lots of features and editing techniques that you can use in LumaFusion to help you get creative. Let us know how you get on, and of course, any questions, do pop them in the comments below. That's it from me for this week, but I'll see you next time for more content from the LumaTouch Academy.